one, have you ever done something like this where you go under the leg? First of all, here's what the leg movement is. I'll show you from the side. If you imagine that what's happening is you're going from overhand on your left, right? So keep in mind, I just oriented this 90 degrees this way. You're going from overhand on your left, and then you're coming to underhand on your right. We're gonna use your right hand for this. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your right hand and come down toward your crotch. When you do that, you shift your weight into your left leg. And as you shift, you use the momentum of your right leg to kick up and back behind, because then you're gonna rotate 180 degrees. So it's a lift, kick back, and turn. And then you face the other way. So you start, if we were now to reorient it this way, you start facing your left, put your weight in your left foot, lift up your right foot, kick, come around, and then you end up facing the right at the end. If we take that same concept, and then what you do is as the poi is coming down to the 6 o'clock, you lift the leg and come under at that point, and then come back behind. You can turn the 180 degrees. When you do the figure 8, so your hand has to come underneath all the way so that you can do the loop behind you. Right now what's happening is you're kind of doing like a wimpy, isolated loop behind your butt, as opposed to like the full circle. And then you're coming out at sort of this angle, versus, remember, you should be coming out here on the right plane facing the right side. I don't know how to emphasize this without it sounding lewd on a certain level, but really get your hand in your groin, because you really want your hand as close to your crotch, and then you're giving yourself basically, it's like a reverse reach around, right? You're trying to get underneath you so that you can do the whole loop. What's happening is as you're getting to the bottom of the rotation when it comes underneath your butt, you're slowing down, so you're losing tension on the leash. If you just keep following through, so here's what's happening. You're coming down, and you're getting here, and then you're good, and then you slow down. Then what happens is you lose the plane with the poi, and then because it's losing tension on the leash, it's hitting the leg. So if you give it more force as you go under and scoop out to the side, that'll help. Okay, if I were to model the direction you're doing, so you're trying it with your left hand going underneath the left leg. Right now, you're good, and then you slow down right there. And then you see how it just went around my leg? That's what's happening. It's doing that because you're not emphasizing the acceleration at the bottom of the turn to push it out that way. You know what? I'm doing a heel pivot. So I'm standing on the leg, and then as I come around with my lifting leg, I put my weight falls into my heel, and then I rotate on my heel. Just follow through, and then do this. So when you come out, your underhand here, just keep following through so that you keep maintaining the momentum. We're just gonna give you the whole thing. So you're here, you step into your right leg, you come under the left, your underhand's here. Now take this one and come up over the top like that and do the high part of the chasing the sun. Yes, so we'll do the low part under the leg, turn, do that heel pivot, come out underhand, come up over the top. Or an alternate choice, there's multiple alternate choice. Another way you can do this is in a standing position where you lift and the motion is more subtle. And you stand in the same place and you just do the movement under the leg. And that's true for left or right. Same technique. Here's the thing to remember with this one. Your entry point is going to, so if I'm doing my right hand, my leg is in front of my other leg. So there's an opening to slip the poi into, but then it moves back behind so that there's an exit on the other side like this. So here, I'll show you. I'm gonna enter in front, exit behind, and then the leg moves from the front to the back, from the front to the back, from the front to the back, without as much rotation. So if you're worried about your knee or injury, we did it with and without pivoting, and then this was coming from the counterclockwise chasing the sun. I call this a waist-high transition or waist-high reel, a front to back figure 8. All of those things are accurate. I would call it a hip reel individually as well, any of those things. We did the hip reel in overhand under each leg, both with the turnout, where you're going from the side plane on one side to the side plane on the other side. And we did that with both of them. So this is the right under the right leg. This is the left under the left leg. And then we did it static, where you're standing there and you do the lift, but we only did that with one of the legs. But you can try it with the other for homework as well. So this is the right under the right leg, and then this is the left under the left leg. And for that one, I would say I am shifting the weight into the standing leg, but I am also, one thing that I think can happen when people do this is they curl in their back so that they end up looking like this versus more like a more erect spine. I think aesthetically it has a better, cleaner look. So because you're probably not going to be looking at yourself initially, try and maintain, like, keep your chest up as you're going. You want to practice all four versions of them, even just one-handed would be great, because you can use those in a two-handed combination where if you're doing it, I'll show you front view. If you're doing an overhand butterfly, you can go under one, back to your butterfly, go under the other, back to your butterfly, bum, 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 that sort of thing. So you don't have to use it just in the chasing the sun, as another possibility.